That one glorious word represents more than just the geography between the Sabine and the Rio Grande. It represents a unique idea and way of life. A life of rugged individualism, proud self-reliance, gritty toughness, and fierce independence. That is what made Texas, and that is what will save her again. Howdy, folks. Sam Houston here. I want to thank you for tuning into the Feed Bandit Podcast. Feed Bandit is the Texas first outdoors brand built by rabid Texans, for rabid Texans, and all those who aim to be one someday. We unapologetically promote the ideals that shape our Texas pride and Texas first patriotism through our love of hunting, the outdoors, and the gear and apparel we create. Texas, above all else, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Check us out at feedbandit.com. And to repeat that great rallying cry from a former colleague of mine, liberty or death. Now, enough of my talking. Here are a couple of bandits that love Texas as much as I do. Enjoy.
We got our first YouTube ding.
Yeah.
Did it say anything on there about, did that YouTube ding say anything on there? Did it say anything about strikes or anything like that?
No.
Because you read about these channels where they get like 3 strikes or something of violations, and then all of a sudden your channel disappears.
Yeah.
So our first strike was the ignorant algorithm not understanding what happens with wild turkey when they're hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Have you posted the one yet about that Routon took up with the decoy?
Oh no, not yet. But I literally think the only. Well, I'm positive. I mean, I posted more. That's got hunting in it and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I am pretty confident that the only reason why that video got removed is because that's the one that I was boosting. I was trying to boost that one.
That could be possible too. After this, do a little research on like why that might be the case, so that it could be like you said, the term Jake. It could be the boosting that recognize the term Jake, or it's just literally scanning the file and where it shows 2 turkey fighting.
Yeah.
It literally can't discern that it's a wild turkey that are doing that.
Yeah.
It's
and not
you're promoting cockfighting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, honestly, I think they're on to our new venture, Feed Bandit turkey fighting. Domestic turkey. Going at each other.
If anything, we'll go down to Mexico. We'll make money down there.
So fantastic! Wow. Okay,
should we kick this one off? Or have we already kicked it off?
Yeah. I guess we did. This is a great way to begin. Our milestone episode.
It's our milestone episode 200. Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
Welcome everybody. By the way, welcome friend, listener, to our 200th episode extravaganza.
Yeah,
I can tell that old Corn Bandit here is dressed up for the occasion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the secret was
in his birthday suit.
We missed heavy garbage day. And so I had some brush to burn. So what us rednecks do in West Plano is we just use our outdoor fireplace. God, it was great. I'm out there in a pink tank top, sweating profusely. Oh, which by the way, it's like 65 outside, but you would think it's 165. And I'm sitting there, those golfers are pulling up, and I'm just kind of like, I wonder what they're thinking about me. I really do.
Like, should we call the police? Should he be in the backyard?
Exactly.
Not sure. That's funny. Well, 200 episodes. I did a little research on this, and evidently, out of all the millions and millions of podcasts that have been started over the years, only 0.25% of them have actually made it to 200 episodes.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh man. So that's what is that?
I mean, we're not even in the top 1%. We're in like the top quarter of 1%.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to say, like, that's a quarter of 1%, and I terrible at math. I know philosophy.
Yeah. That's why I did it for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah. You wrote my calculator. Yeah. Oh wow.
Anyway, not to toot our own horn, but it's pretty cool that we've been able to do that, and it's fun. It's you know.
Well, it is. It's you know, there's always something to talk about. And honestly, I contribute that to just being, you know, here in the state of Texas, where there's always something to do outdoor wise, because we not to get political, because God knows we're tired of that crap. But you know, we're not constrained, we're not confined by, you know, stupid seasons and all that kind of stuff. I mean, we've got seasons, right? But they're very loose and they're very long, which, you know, and so it's you know, it always gives us something to talk about. It's great. Like, you know, right now here we are in early May, and okay, well, yeah, we got a couple more weeks turkey season, but then we can still shoot exotics, we can fish. It's getting ready for the season. It's a constant cycle here.
Yeah, for sure. I just talked about last night on one that'll be literally out right before this one, episode 199, about starting our predator hunting.
Yeah.
You know, so starting a series on that. So when you get a chance, you know, start maybe do one just about, you know, your thoughts on predator hunting and, you know, whatever. Add a few to the series. I found an interesting book. Hopefully it's interesting about it that I want to go through.
Okay.
And you know, and learn more. But you know, there's a lot to do in the summer months, even though it is, as I said in that one, hot as Hades.
Oh my God, it is.
Nothing a little cold bear can't help. And
hell yeah. Well, and that's the thing, you know, you just can't let it get to you, you know. But you also got to think like an animal in a way, you know. I mean, okay, sure, you know, the best time to see deer in the middle of August is probably not going to be in the middle of the day. So I tell you what, I got a good idea. Instead of burning your face off, you know, and just being miserable, go do something in the shade. You know, you know, I'm obviously about to say go repair a feeder. No, that will burn your face off. No, go clean guns indoors. You know, there's so much to do. You know, it's funny.
Listen to the Feed Bandit Podcast.
Wild clean gun.
Yeah. You start from episode 1.
It could take you a while. Yeah, no, but it's funny because most people are like, "Oh, how often do you clean your guns?" Well, like every 5 years. I mean, it's terrible. And that's really bad, you know. But you know, like all animals, I am inherently lazy, and I don't like to clean guns. I don't like it. I never have.
Mine are still sitting in the cases on the floor in my office, waiting for me to pull them out after this last weekend. That we're going to talk about shortly. Clean and at least put oil on them. You know.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I hear you on that one. Yeah. You're not alone.
Yeah. No.
Every time I walk into my office, like each of the days since I got back, they're just sitting there like, "Hello, I'm here." Yeah. Clean me.
Well, you know, it's funny. There's a gun range or gun in one of those new indoor gun stores down the way from me, and their price point is just a smidge too much for my cheap ass to say, you know what, I could just try, except for the AR. The AR for like a full body kick down to the forearm with the leather and
like the little metal bolts.
Yeah. The stuff that I'm like, enough. I can
put all the oil in there.
Yeah, I can take the scope cover off mine. That's all I know how to do. You know, they'll do that, I think, for like $100, which, hey, that's phenomenal. But like, I think,
especially like 5 years, if you're going to do that. I mean,
yeah. Well, it depends how much you use it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're not shooting it all the time.
Exactly. So I'm like, God, it's so close. But the price elasticity for me is just not there yet. But no, that's something to do. That's something to do in this crazy off season. Which that's a whole nother topic right there. So
those will be probably several episodes into the 200s.
Agreed. Agreed.
But for now, before we forget, because we're getting older,
yes,
and our mind isn't what it used to be.
Yes.
Let's talk about our hunting trip, turkey trip down to Rancho Bandido this last week.
Absolutely. Well, welcome back, by the way. I mean, how long has it been
for turkey?
Yeah, for you at Bandito.
At least 2 years, maybe even 3. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's not.
It's unacceptable.
I
I was very
very
rusty. I felt very rusty. It was a weird weekend, though. I really thought several of those sits, we all would have come back with big toms.
Yeah.
But, God, especially that last night was weird. But
oh, boy, the last night almost kind of felt like we were sitting on a stock tank after like 2 great dove shoots. The birds just like, okay, hey, probably
not going there anymore.
Yeah. No, it really was. And in this season in general, I think has been a little bit different. Rancho Bandido is cursed and or blessed, depending on how you look at it. I think most people would say blessed, but El Jefe, aka the owner, would say we're cursed with lots of corn vacuums. The turkeys got so many of them, and they can really screw up a deer hunt. But it's kind of funny. You go to turkey season, you're like, where is that flock of 600 that were right here that ate my 3-second spin in 2 seconds? They're not
like 4 or 5 months before, 3 months before, whatever it is. Math.
Yeah.
You're like, get out, go.
Yeah.
And now you're like, come on.
Yeah. It's crazy, but
schizophrenic hunting.
Oh, it really does. So the traditionally, what happens is that the hens will go to nest, and that's really when you've got as a hunter doing kind of like what we call the running and gunning, or the cat and mouse, where you're calling the gobbler and the gobbler is looking for you and you're looking for him. That's the real fun part about it, in my opinion. And that's really difficult when you've got lots of hens that are not going to nest. And that's what's happening right now. And we can rewind this kind of back to Easter. Now, again, Rancho Bandido is in my opinion blessed with so many turkeys. So we have got a ton of hens. We've also got a ton of male turkeys. So we've got Jakes. Oh, bad word. We've got Jakes, and we've got young gobblers, and we got white, and we've got Gandalf gobblers, that are super, super old, with big hook spurs and all the above. But so we got a big variety. But what ends up happening is, again, like I say, the hens go to nest, and so by early 8:45, 9 o'clock. Those gobblers are kind of on the move, and they're looking, and they really kind of spend all day drumming and spitting and sputting and hunting for hens. And so if you got children, this is a really good tip. And I think we've talked about it before, but if you get children, a great spot to be is near a feeder, obviously, because that's one of the places a non-nesting hen will visit. And when that's, listen, we're getting older. And that's what we did. And we had a little bit of success, but the gobblers were just nowhere near, as you were saying, as receptive as we thought, as they traditionally are at this point in the season, normally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was, man, even hearing the gobbles was few and far between compared to like years past where, oh my God, I can remember some years going over, in the West where I like to go, and it's just be like you do one note. It's like constantly.
Oh yeah.
And now, I mean, it was hard to even talk to him. I mean, the best I got was the morning that I got that super young, probably first year,
right?
Gobbler, Tom or whatever. Shit, I mean, he might have been borderline Jake. I don't know, but he had a good beard. I mean, a medium-sized beard.
Yeah, no. He was what?
He had big body. The guy had a huge body. Yeah.
There's your comparison.
I was amazed when I saw them walk in, and they both had that same beard.
Yeah.
There's two of them walk in like that, and their bodies. His body was huge.
Yeah.
But his beard was. I was like, oh, well, okay though. I called him in, and I called those guys in. I called those guys in from a I don't know, several hundred yards away at least, and I talked to them as they came in. So I'm glad I got one hunt with that kind of experience. But all the other hunts, I may have talked to, had gotten some replies from a gobbler here and there, but none of them were active.
Right.
What I would consider active in the gobbling, and none would engage because I guess they're out, with their other girlfriends, and didn't want to come in with me.
Yeah.
I understand. I get the feeling it's, but it's, it was just, that was fascinating to me,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And especially that last night, like we're talking about, like nothing, like literally
that was awful.
Nothing.
Well, like, and then
I saw was that one hen that you did post the video of. I saw just walking around.
Yeah, with
all by herself for a while, which is interesting because I was like, okay, well maybe this is not so bad because here's one hen by herself, live bait. Something may see it and come in. It never did, and then I got to thinking, well, maybe there's something wrong with this hen. Like she was, she's got some sort of disease, of no one wants to touch her.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I don't. Who knows that? But regardless, I mean, it was super fun.
Oh yeah.
And I was very glad that the ones I did called in, that I at least was, sitting out. It got that experience again because that is shooting a turkey like that, which is my favorite thing to do. I literally probably haven't. I know I haven't done that since I moved here.
Yeah.
To New Braunfels.
Okay.
And we moved here in September of 21.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah.
Go figure with that.
Yeah. I know.
So that felt great.
Yeah.
And now I regret like that first hunt, that first morning that I went out. Actually, it was the same morning that I got those turkey, I guess. But when I got out there and that pig was in the pen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to screw up the hunt because I didn't know if there were turkey right around there because it was like, at dawn and, right by the big tree, all that stuff.
Yeah. I think you made the right choice.
I was like, dang it, I should have gone. It was, and that would have been probably your cooking pig right there.
Smoker pig. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that smoker pig continues to lose. I know. God, when I was out there burning brush, 30 minutes ago, I was actually looking at my smoker going, God bless it. Yeah, it would sure be fun.
Howdy, friend. Sam here. Sorry to break in, but I just wanted to get on the record congratulating the Bandits on their 200th episode. That's quite the accomplishment. I can't help but think I had a small part in that, because after all, I am the father of Texas, by God. In all seriousness, I've been honored to give some voiceovers for these guys as I truly believe this podcast is on the vanguard of a Texas renaissance. There are a lot of enemies of Texas in the public light that masquerade as lovers and defenders of Texas. Most every Texas politician that doesn't support and actively promote Texas independence. I'm looking at you. The Feed Bandits, on the other hand, are the real deal. Believe that. I believe their ideals of Texas above all else and their rallying cry of preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. This is what will prevail in time. Stick with them and you'll be sticking with Texas. Congratulations, Bandits. Now go get them.
I mean, my story, it's kind of funny. We started off Friday morning thinking, oh man, you got a bird, I got a bird. We're like, oh, this is great. Yeah. We had our other partner had a close encounter. I'm like, man, this is tremendous. We really could be in for a heck of a weekend, and but yeah, I was hunting in an area where when I turkey hunt, I always try to think about visibility, and I really like to let the decoy do a lot of the work for me. Okay. Especially with an older tom, the older toms, they're smart. You know, they've been around, and they you know, kind of like ducks in a way, but nowhere near as fickle. You know, the ducks hear one wrong note, they're gone. Hence the reason why I don't shoot a lot of ducks. But that's a different story. But turkeys can be the same way. So I really like to use my decoy to my advantage. And I'll tell you, that's the other reason why I spent a little bit more money on the decoy. Now, I didn't spend $300 on the decoy, okay? But I did spend a little bit more money, and she looks great. And there were a couple of times where I was dozing off. I was like, oh, my God, it's my decoy. Because it looks really good. And I actually prefer this brand of decoys for ducks as well. But
what brand is that?
It's Avian X.
Avian X.
Avian X. I love it. It's very realistic.
So we're not sponsored by Avian X, but we could be.
Oh man, God, I would love that because I love. I can talk about their duck decoys all day. Because the one thing pisses me off because ducks are so fickle, and they look down. They're like, "No, I don't think so." Quack, quack, quack. Well, the Avian X decoys are kind of rubberized; they don't chip. Okay, and so because again, if you see a mallard with a hunk taken out its back, they're like, "Yeah, right." We're not.
They don't have like a gloss.
Yeah.
Like a weird gloss, not like a water gloss or something like
exactly.
Plastic gloss.
Right. So you're saying ways I use that decoy for me. So like you say, you know, I remember getting out of my vehicle. It was about 6:34. Okay. Now I'll go through the whole thing because I think it's kind of important. You know, I typically you'll hear the birds first, the cardinals, the mockingbirds, everything out there, the tweets and chirps, they kind of get fired up first. And then that's when you hear the gobblers. I mean, they're going nuts, you know, and they're still up in the tree, okay, at first light. Then about 30 minutes after they gobble, typically they're on the ground. They're still going nuts, okay? And then the hens that are available who haven't been on the nest, you know, they're gobbling for them, and then the gobblers are going to follow them, okay? That's just the way it goes. A lot of people will hunt roosts. I don't like to do that for a variety of different reasons. Now, if I was like on public land and I, you know, driven to Idaho, yeah, I probably would. Okay, right. But here at Bandito, no, I ain't gonna do that. But so after that, you know, when the hens don't give the gobblers any attention, okay, that's typically about, you know, sometimes depending on the weather and whatnot, conditions, seems to be about 8 o'clock, 8:15. Okay, so here I am under my tree, or under my little carved out cedar tree. Okay, which I carved out years ago, still is in the same spot. Phenomenal. Works with an east sun, works with a west sun. So it's the second bird I've killed out of this tree, underneath this tree rather. So there I am underneath this tree, and it stops. The gobbling stops cold at about 7:30. Nothing, no responses whatsoever. So typically for me, when it gets really, really quiet like that, this is a spam call. Do you want me to take this live?
Sure, yeah, do
it. Hello. 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 Oh, mother!
Dang it!
Yeah, no, that was going to be a good one. So anyway, you know, they're so typically when they shut up like that, again, normally means they're henned up. You know, will turkeys gobble when they're walking? Yes. So I always kind of contribute that as, okay, the hens are moving out, the gobblers are with them, and they're feeding because they just woke up, eating breakfast. Makes sense, right? And so, you know, blah blah blah. Well, 8:45 rolls around. I'm like, ugh, my legs hurt. I want some coffee. Things are starting to move in other departments.
Do you sit in the fold-out chair, or do you actually sit on the pad?
I got my Cabela's turkey stool, which has got a brace on it. Game changer.
Oh yeah, I carry that chair, that fold chair.
Oh yeah,
ground level one. Oh my god, I can't believe I used to sit in the fold-down pad thing.
Well, so this one has the fold-down pad, but it's got the brace on the back.
Oh yeah, I remember the one.
Dude, okay, it's night and day. It is so nice.
Yeah.
And big compartments. So I put everything, my clippers and decoy, all that. Anyway, so 8:45 rolls around. I'm like, peace, I'm done. We got time. I literally wipe up my face mask, my slate call, got everything put in all the 8 billion pockets. I go out there and I reach for my decoy. Okay, I reach for my decoy. I mean, right in the clearing, and I'm like, oh my God. And you can tell, if you've done this long enough, you can tell when a turkey is facing you. Okay, then they're gobbling at you, or in your direction rather. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's got me. But I knew that even though it's not very apparent, there's a little bitty rise between where he was calling from and where I was. So I left my decoy. I backed out, sat down, took me a couple of seconds to get all my gear back on. Oh, hold on. Restart now. Oh, my computer. Sorry, my computer was like, restart now. I'm like, no, dude. So I sit back down. I hit one yelp on my slate, and there he is. I can see his red head. Now, he's about 400 yards away. But I know that if I can see him, he sure as hell can see my decoy, and that's all it took. I gave him one more, and you can go on YouTube and see the whole progression on our of the hunt. But I gave him one more yelp, and he gobbled at me, and that was all it took. And then he was literally on a string coming right to me. It was interesting. There were a couple times where he did stop, and he did kind of look around, and he was, he didn't do his alarm call, so I knew he wasn't. I knew he was fully committed. But I am, and there's proof on this, science on this, that gobblers, especially lone gobblers, are intimidated by jakes. So I also think that just because you're not hearing gobblers, gobbles, doesn't mean you're not being hunted.
Yeah, right.
Okay, they may not.
That's so true.
Yeah, they may not.
I've killed several toms where they didn't gobble at all.
Absolutely.
Which is why it gives you that, like, even on these times we're talking about, whereas like we weren't hearing anything or whatever, you're still like, well, they may be right there. You just don't know.
You have no idea. I mean, if you have hunted at any amount of time for turkeys, you're going to have them come in silent and from behind you. It's happened a million.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, you literally just gotta be ready for it, and that's all there is to it. So, but yeah. So I mean, God, you and I get a bird, and we had a couple that were shot at, but was that it? I think that was it.
No, Routon got one.
Yes, he did.
Remember from the
yeah.
Okay. Where I was like, well, I would have shot one of those.
Mm-hmm. There's no different. The one that Abby got and that one we're no different. Absolutely,
so he got one. But I tell you, probably the best showing.
The line I got one.
What? Yeah, well,
he didn't. None recovered.
We saw feathers on that one. So if you're listening, Alina, we don't know where the body is still.
Yeah.
But no, probably the best showing wise, like of seeing things, was probably Ty and Bo.
Oh man, unbelievable!
That one picture, I need to get that picture again. I need to find that line of them where they're all fanning.
It's it's on it's on our Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Now that one only shows 4 birds. When I think ultimately he ended up having like 6 or 7.
Yeah. But still, that was an amazing picture.
Like, it was
a chance of getting that picture,
Yeah, it was a great picture. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the most amazing thing in the world. It's like, I remember when he got there, he's like, "Well, where should I go?"
Yeah.
Or I said, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I don't know, wherever the birds are." I was like, "Well, they're gonna be wherever you are."
Yeah.
So where are you going?
I love it.
The guy has the best hunting luck.
Oh yeah. Really does.
I feel like I'm like middle of the pack luck.
Oh yeah. No, I listen. You're no slouch yourself, Judge Mance. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
But it was. I think it was a great season. Now it'll be interesting to see again. Here we are again. Like I say, early May. and we have not had, so we've got another buddy who's going out to the ranch today. And I've already warned him. I've already talked to him about, what's going on. So it'll be interesting to hear his report. So he's going to send some good videos and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, the ground. So the hens go to nest when the ground warms up. And I mean, it's been cloudy. It's been raining. Like today, it's like 65, 68 right here in gorgeous concrete jungle of Plano. So I imagine it's probably a little bit cooler down there. It's like, are they going to go to nest? I sure hope they will. Right. But I mean, are we looking at a poor turkey season? Probably not, because I mean, how many Jakes did we count this year? Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
I mean, thousands of them. So with lots of gobblers, lots of hens. I mean, so anyway, turkeys are not counting. They're not like ducks, where they, it can really be a bad thing if they don't have a good nesting session. So anyway.
Well, maybe we ought to take a few hens in the fall.
Yeah. Are you allowed to, or is it just bearded hens?
No. Well, it's the spring is bearded hens.
Yeah, and gobblers.
And gobblers. The fall is actually, since we're talking about it, it might make sense to not disseminate fake news about to our listeners.
Yeah.
To be precise, let's see. Turkey season in Texas.
Look at this one.
Oh no. Okay, here we go.
Sounds like turkey.
Yeah,
that's actually really good.
You do a really good the hen deal though. See, someone would literally think that's a call.
Well, again, as I told on YouTube or Instagram, I've only been doing it for like 30 years. It better be good.
God dang it. Hold on. I gotta find this thing. Please hold on.
Yep.
I guess I can edit this part out. What the hell? Load. Oh, okay, here you go. Well, let's try that. Okay, fall. Yeah, fall. Of course, yeah. So that of course, your annual bag limit applies. Well, annual, of course. So it's 4 turkey. However, in the North Zone, in the fall, it's either 6.
Okay.
In the spring, it's gobblers or bearded hens. So they have it. That's North Zone. So you go to Texas Parks and Wildlife, type in your county, and figure it out. Blah blah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But also, people may not want to waste a tag on a hen. So that's
that's
consideration, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. No offense against the hens, right? But I don't know that I'd want to waste the tag on the hen. That's right. My thought.
But anyway, yeah. So it was fun. It was a great weekend. Always have a great weekend down there.
Well,
get out and go after turkey.
Yeah, for you it's
officially.
Yeah. Now, are you going back to your other place before it's over? You better get packing.
Yeah, I know. There's a tiny window, and I mean, we have so much stuff going on that I'm like, gotta. It's frustrating. The kids have a lot of stuff, and blah blah blah. So it ain't looking good.
No,
this year. So I don't know.
Well, but it sounds like you've got not that you've not been whatever, but it sounds like you're re-engaged with real predator hunting too.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to go find a time in June to go out there and do some of that. There'll be It'll be, you know what?
Yeah, it's a little balmy. It will be interesting, though. It will be very interesting. You mentioned June because of the fact that, you've got fawns dropping and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be a perfect time, but
got a lot of live bait.
Huh? Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, you take some pressure off of your deer for sure. Fawns, that is. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So we made it to 200.
Made it to 200.
Think we get 200 more or more? 200 plus more?
Is every memory we make can be talked about. And it should be talked about, Mm-hmm. Again, as we've kind of said from day one, all the way back in 2016, which is crazy, 64 years ago, which doesn't feel that long, but it is.
That's 64 years ago in Illini time. So
yeah, rich. Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if his ears are burning right now.
Well, they probably are. No, I'm watching F1. The Ivory Coast series is on, where they actually don't have cars; they have push cars.
All right. They do. Well, it's like Flintstones with their feet.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I absolutely think we can get to 200. I think we can get to the 400 rather. I think we can get to 900. Again, every time we go out, there's something to be talked about. The fact that we are blessed to have access to an outdoor working laboratory is huge. And it's funny, if you've not been onto our YouTube page, I encourage you to go. I am trying to do at least every other day daily content updates as far as shorts are concerned, and it's just neat. It's just kind of fun stuff. We're also doing, I've uploaded over 300 videos, believe it or not, in my time doing this. So a lot of them are just now starting to get noticed again as we start to get a little bit more out there. But I feel like it's kind of our duty. It's our duty to bring this, and wouldn't it be cool if one of our videos inspired somebody to go do this, or inspired somebody to go buy if they have the means, to go buy a ranch, something of that nature. God, talk about doing your job. It's our job. Yep. So that's why there's this passion.
Absolutely. The more people that we can get to own land out there and preserve the land.
Yeah.
Preserve it. Just preserve the land itself, but also, for the animals and all that, and the game and whatnot the
birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees. That's what it is.
Yep. Well, awesome. Well, old Corn Bandit, I am very proud to have reached 200 episodes with you.
Me too, pal.
And looking forward to many years to come.
I agree. It's all this guy, by the way. He's the brains behind it.
You're the brawn.
Well, yeah. Look at my shoulder. I just sit here without my shirt on with my overly optimistic turkey board. But actually,
did you put the new one up?
No, God, no. No, are you kidding me? I gotta sit in the bag for at least a year. It's tradition. So I literally, if you look at our Ziploc bags, they're like our wall. And Gilly's like, when are we getting them off the wall? I'm like, dude, you got to preserve it. We don't live in Alaska. But
good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, we keep talking about it. We have stuff coming. There's been some hiccups along the road, but stay tuned. You're gonna love what we're gonna be rolling out. I promise.
Yes.
One of which I'm wearing right now.
Yeah. Glasses.
Oh yeah. Feed Bandit camo glasses. Yeah. It'll be interesting. Like the lenses themselves are camo, and with matte camo.
Yeah, because God knows, I think wearing sunglasses that are shiny during turkey season is suicide. That's me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people sort of that. I don't. Yeah. I didn't wear glasses at all.
Well, you didn't?
No.
Oh, like when we first met.
I mean, if you have a hat, and you're not looking directly at the sun,
well,
if you got a little shade too,
okay,
you should be fine.
You're right.
Especially if you're in a pop-up. I mean, shit.
Well, pop-up's a different story.
But no, if I'm out there, I still don't wear sunglasses.
No, good for you. You used to, and I was like, bro, they don't care.
Well, it didn't bother me back then.
No, of course.
So,
were you older and wiser than that?
Yeah, older, wiser. It's harder to get up while you've been sitting for a while than it used to be. Yeah. And you stand up, you're like,
oh yeah. It's like, hold on, I need to move spots. You just stand there and drum and spit. And, yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you to you, loyal listener, for sticking with us to these 200 episodes. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And excited to have you stick around for more.
Yeah.
We'll do them. So
yeah, totally.
Would you like the honors of taking us out of this?
Absolutely. Folks, as we've been saying since 2016, support your local feed store. God knows, and I say it all the time, they need your business more than ever. And go Texas, baby.
Well, I hope the Bandits gave you an interesting episode that either entertained or educated you. Or better yet, both. Hell, I told them this podcasting thing looks harder to do than defeating Santa Ana. So if you would, please help them out by sharing it with all your like-minded friends to help the Bandits get the word out. And don't forget to check us out at feedbandit.com and grab some gear and apparel to support the cause of Texas. Remember, Texas, above all else, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Finally, as I said some time ago on the eve of the great battle, and I vigorously repeat here again, be men, be free men, that your children may bless their father's name. Well, fellow bandit, until next time.